Call upon all the citizens of Minneapolis to be calm. We don't want anyone to be hurt. We need law enforcement to be able to do their jobs, and it's a terrible situation.
That just one of many reactions on the developing situation in Minneapolis, where a woman was killed by ICE agents earlier today. The incident has since sparked immediate protests in the area. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brooke Buckner.
And I'm Faith Woodard. But as you just heard from House Speaker Mike Johnson, leaders are urging people to stay calm as the investigation continues.
CBS's Nicole Skanga is there and brings us more reactions and the details of what the FBI is working to learn.
A 37-year-old woman was shot and killed in her car by an ICE officer Wednesday morning in Minneapolis, according to federal officials and eyewitnesses. ICE agents were in the neighborhood for an enforcement operation, and residents were honking horns and blowing whistles.
There was a red SUV parked right in front of our house.
Aiden and Grace Perzana say they saw the entire scene from their home and that several officers surrounded the SUV.
A third person in also camouflage fatigues came and started pulling on the driver's side door handle, at which point the vehicle backed up a few feet and started driving forward. The agent who was on the driver's side originally, who was not pulling on the handle but had been there prior to that, shot 2 or 3 times through the driver's side window. The car drove 30-40 feet and crashed into another car in the telephone pole.
It was an act of domestic terrorism.
Speaking in Texas, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said agents were acting in self-defense after their vehicle was stuck in the snow.
They were attempting to push out their vehicle, and a woman attacked them and those surrounding them and attempted to run them over and ram them with her vehicle.
The shooting quickly sparked protests and outrage. Just this week, the Trump administration launched its biggest crackdown on illegal immigration, sending about 2,000 agents into the Twin Cities. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry.
What they are doing is not to provide safety in America. What they are doing is causing chaos and distrust.
He demanded ICE leave the city and urged residents to remain calm. Nicole Skanga, CBS News, Minneapolis.
We turn to Arkansas U.S. Senator Tom Cotton, who's weighing in on the controversy.
Senator Cotton has presented recent legislation that gives harsher penalties for people who he says interferes with law enforcement investigations.
And tells us he's seen some videos of the incident, but is standing with law enforcement.
If you oppose the policies that they're enforcing, that's understandable. You can vote out the politicians who are in charge of them, whether it's a mayor or a governor or the president. You can protest in peaceful ways that doesn't interfere with them carrying out those actions. But you should never interfere with the lawful activities of our law enforcement, whether it's local police or immigration authorities or anyone else.
Cotton also says as details come out, Congress will address it further.